All right. Today is Tuesday, October 31st, 2023. It's Halloween. It's about 3:30 in the afternoon. And I was going to do a little experiment here on this dash trim. So I started kind of mocking up the dash or throwing stuff on it, put the glove box on, the AC vents are in place, the Dakota Digital's kind of just in there, just to get an idea. And I popped this trim on. So this is an Impala, and the little dimpled aluminum trim that covers the bottom half of the dash was pretty well whooped, and it's really hard to find good condition pieces, or I guess you can get them reworked and re-chromed or polished if you want, but I really didn't want to do that. So what I opted for was to basically just remove it, paint the dash. I deleted the heater controls and I deleted the ashtray, and I molded it in. And then I was just going to run the trim, the little paint divider trim, I guess you can call it, kind of give it the look of a Bel Air. Bel Airs and Biscaynes don't have the Impala trim on the dash, so I was kind of going for that look. And like I say, the dash is painted. AC vents are good chrome, brand new Dakota. I got a brand new steering wheel. I got a brand new tilt column. I've got all this new stuff except for this trim. This trim is, you know, it's old. It's anodized aluminum. It's really lightweight. I opted to maybe chrome them, and I still may. I'm just going to see how today's experiment works out. So what I'm going to do is I'm going to strip this anodizing off and try and polish them, and then I'm going to try and paint this insert in the matching green, or maybe black. I don't know, we'll see. I got a little brush on Amazon. I'm going to see. I don't know, it's my first time ever doing that, so we're going to learn together on this. But as far as the actual condition of the trim, I mean, it's just minor scratches and no dents. No dents. Not much going on with it. So I'm going to bust out some chemical that I had. I've had this chemical in this gallon jug for over 15 years. I believe it's called Blue Lightning Anodize Remover. It's basically sodium hydroxide. All you do is soak the part in it. It's kind of the same concept as oven cleaner, easy off. Soak the part in it, rinse it off, and it strips the anodizing off. On these pieces right here, I can tell that the anodizing coating is real thin, so it's not going to take much. It's not going to take much. On exterior trims like grill and stuff, or side molding, sometimes the anodized coating is a lot thicker. But like on headliner trim and this dash trim, interior aluminum trim, it's generally really thin. So it ain't gonna take much. I just have a tub here. I'm gonna pour some of that stuff in, probably dilute it with some water. I'm gonna do it outside and see how it strips down, and then probably go straight to the buffer. I don't know, we'll see. We're gonna figure it out. Worst case is I can get these things chrome plated, probably relatively pretty cheap. That's the worst case scenario. So, like I say, it's sodium hydroxide, Blue Lightning Anodized Remover. I don't even know if they sell it anymore. I bought it 15 years ago when I was polishing some stuff at the house. So, let me get this stuff outside. I'll bring you guys back here in a little bit. All right, as you can see, still working. When it starts foaming up like that, that means it's working. It's removing the anodizing. I don't know if it's going to remove the paint. It may not. Yep, so we're just going to let this soak here for about 5 minutes. It doesn't smell. I was thinking it was going to smell real bad, but like I say, it's been in this gallon jug right there in the cabinet for over 15 years. It's definitely working. Let's get this one little out here and see what it looks like. Okay. flip these over so we get them face down, kind of like frying eggs out here. So as you guys seen previously on my little video of polishing the seat trim, this is an alternative to sanding the anodizing off, removing it chemically, and it's just as effective. It's a lot faster, but it does cost more money, obviously. But you can reuse this chemical. So what I'm going to do, I added, actually, you know what, I probably won't. I did dilute it with some water, so I'm probably just going to dump this out. But I mean, the reason why it's turned that yellow is because I've reused it. Put it in a container like this, dump it, strip whatever you got to strip, pour it back in a gallon, and reuse it. You can go a long time with it. So gonna let this thing foam up like that and bring you guys back once I pull them out. All right, here we are. I did remove the paint, so I'm not sure if it's 100% removed. I'm going to take it over to the buffer and see what happens. If not, we can give it another dip. So let me get the buffer out. I'm going to be using brown compound on a spiral sewn wheel. Alright, so here we are. No sanding. I just ran them across the buffer. And I think that's probably good enough. I mean, if we wanted to sit here and get these things perfect, then yeah, we would sand all these little scratches out and really dial it in. But this is about the distance that you're going to see them, which is about a foot away maybe or so. And I think they look great. As you can see, when I was buffing, the leather gloves kind of fool you because they leave fingerprints, you know, and so you gotta make sure you go over every surface. So when I was buffing this, okay, and for maintenance, you could just use a McGuire's or Mother's aluminum polish. So you want to make sure you get all the surfaces So that's why I did the edges first. Okay, edges all the way. Flip it around to the other edge. Then I buff the front face of it like this. Okay, if you leave it like that, it's going to leave swirls on it. So you have to go long ways with the part. You go long ways with the part. Now the swirls are this way instead of this way, and they're harder to see. They're not as in your face. But overall, I'm liking it so far. So I'm gonna go get my little paint pen and see what we can do. I don't know. I've never used a paint pen, so bring you guys right back. All right, so here's a little pen I got. I got this thing on Amazon. I'll put the link down in the description. Fine line painting pen. I mixed up a little bit of base coat and a little bit of reducer. And I'm using a little syringe here. You just put it in the cup. This is really meticulous stuff. I don't know if I'm gonna be able to do this on camera. Seems like all you do is just kind of draw it in. Base coat kind of dried in there a little bit. Probably gonna have to scratch it off a little bit, maybe. That's the first coat. I'll probably get away with just one coat, honestly. We'll see. I already did this other piece. We're out of paint. All it takes is about a drop. And this base coat is drying in this little cup, so you kind of either got to clean the little paint cup out, or move fast. Probably gotta let that dry. That's actually the second piece. Go back over here. clean the cup out here and do another coat. So I'll bring you guys back once they're done. All right, here we are, finished product. Paint dried, and I polished them with some Mother's aluminum mag polish. Almost out. So pop these things back on the dash here. Overall, I'm pretty satisfied with it. They're not 100% perfect, but they are, you know, better than they were. And it only took me about an hour. So pop these on the car, bring you guys back, show you the finished product. All right, so here it is, finished product. So what we did was we stripped the anodizing, we ran them across the buffer, and we painted the little insert green with the little paint pen. The whole thing took about an hour, and I think it's a pretty good improvement from what it was before. This thin trim uses these clips, these kind of push-in clips, but honestly, you don't need as many as it comes with to hold this such a light trim on, so I had one extra. But overall on this dash, we cut the AC vents to add AC vents. Like I said, we molded this out and the other AC vent. We also molded the speaker. If you guys watch the channel, then you've seen that, and you've seen me talk about that, and you saw that process. So that's a wrap for this video. I think the dashboard is just as important as the outside of the car, because you're sitting here front and center, and when you're sitting in it, driving it, so you want to feel good about the way everything looks. Just makes you appreciate the car that much more. Hope you guys enjoyed this video. Stay tuned for more work. Thanks for watching.